Okay guys, so today I'm going to be using two plates for the demonstration. I don't know if you guys can see on this top plate, I have my fan running, so it's a really good idea to do this in a well ventilated area, especially your first time because you're going to be doing it multiple times, and some of these stamping polishes have a really strong smell to them. So the two plates I'm going to be using, the first one is a full image plate, so I'm going to show you guys how you can use this plate and just take a section of this image to put it over your entire nail. And the second plate has several smaller images, so I'm also going to be showing you how to pick up one image or multiple images from this particular plate. So I've already prepped my nails and I painted them black and white so you guys can see how these polishes stamp over a dark and a lighter polish. And I've applied my latex barrier to just 4 of my fingers, and I haven't applied it to my thumb so you guys can see how the latex barrier really does make a difference when it comes to cleaning up. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that the latex barrier isn't going to completely eliminate the cleanup or eliminate the mess, but it is going to help a lot when it comes to the cleanup process. So this is something I really do recommend when it comes to stamping, especially when you're going to be stamping with a full image plate like this one. So the polishes I'm going to be using today is my favorite stamping polishes. So I'm going to be using a black stamping polish from Mundo de Uñas. I'm going to be using a light lime green stamping polish. I'm going to be using a light stamping polish from Sally Hansen Insta-Dri, and a dark stamping, or a dark polish, excuse me, these are not stamping polishes, but a dark polish from Sally Hansen Insta-Dri. And I'll be doing this one over a dark and a light one so you guys can see the difference of how this versus this stamps over a dark polish. So this isn't going to stamp as well over a dark polish, but this brand stamps a lot better over dark polishes. And the two stampers I'm going to be using today is my favorite squishy stamper and a hard stamper. So I'm going to be showing you both techniques, how you would use a hard stamper and roll it on versus a squishy stamper. So we're going to start with our full image plate, and we're going to use a lighter nail polish from Sally Hansen. So the very first thing you want to do with your image plate is wipe down the entire plate surface with some acetone. So I'm going to be using my cotton claw, and I got this from Sally's Beauty Supply, and I'm going to soak it in acetone, and I'm just going to wipe down the entire plate surface just to make sure I don't have any leftover polish from the last time I used the plate. And as you can see, I did have some leftover polish, so it's just a good idea to give it a good wipe down before you start. The next thing you want to do is make sure you've cleaned your stamper head on the lint roller, or you can use acetone, but like I said, I don't recommend using acetone because it can disintegrate certain stamper heads, but you want to clean it on a lint roller just to make sure that it doesn't have any dust or hairs or anything on it. So the next thing you do is you're just going to apply a line of polish over the image that you want, and you're going to take a scraper like so, and you're going to pull the polish over the image just like that. You can scrape multiple times if you want to. Some polishes you just need to scrape once. Just make sure that your entire image is completely covered in polish. So I'm going to show you here what I mean by that. And so as you can see, the polish has completely, I don't know if you guys can see that, but the polish has completely covered the image. So this is what you want. And I possibly have let this sit for too long, so I'm going to try to see if I can pick it up. Okay, so you see how I let this sit for too long? When I rolled my stamper over it, it didn't pick up anything on the stamper. So I'm going to clean this down and try one more time. Okay, with this particular stamper, you can either roll over the plate or just go straight down onto the plate to pick up the image. It really depends on your preference and the plate. So I'm going to show you guys both using this stamper. So for the first one, I'm going to roll over it to pick up the image. So I'm applying my polish. I'm scraping. And then I'm going to roll over to pick up the image. Okay? And then again, I'm going to roll onto my nail to apply the image. As you can see, the image didn't fully transfer on. This is why this stamper is my least favorite way to apply. This is why this stamper is my least favorite way, especially because I have really long nails, so sometimes an image doesn't fully apply onto my nail. So I'm going to give you guys a close-up of my nail so you can see the image didn't fully apply there on the corner. Okay, so now I'm going to be using the same hard stamper, and I'm going to pick up the image by just going straight down, but I'm going to be using a darker polish, and I'm going to be putting this darker polish over a dark base. So again, I'm going to apply my polish, take my scraper, I scrape over the image. I'm just going to go straight down to pick up the image. Okay? And again, with this particular stamper, you want to roll it over your nail. Okay? And as you can see, it didn't fully apply over my nail. This is why this is my least favorite method, especially for long nails. If you have short nails, then it'll be okay, but for long nails, you may not get the full image on there. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to move on to my beloved squishy stamper. And I'm going to be using that same dark polish, but I'm going to be stamping over a lighter color. So again, I've already prepped my stamper and rolled it on the lint roller to make sure that I don't have any debris on there. And I'm going to scrape my polish. Now with this stamper, you can either roll it over the image or go straight down. I like to go either or. I mean, it really depends on what I'm feeling that day. And I'm going to show you guys that you can do the same thing with either rolling the stamper over your nail, or you can go straight down. So with this one I rolled it over. And as you can see, the image has fully transferred onto my nail. Sorry, I'm trying to give it a second for it to focus. The image has fully transferred onto my nail. So for this one, I'm going to show you guys how to pick up just one image. So the image that we're going to try and pick up is this one right here. Okay. For this, you're going to need a lint roller, or in order to pick up just one image, you're going to need a lint roller or a piece of tape. Either one will work. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to place your polish. You can completely cover the image if you want to. I like to do that just so I remember what image I'm going to be using. And then you're going to take your scraper and you're going to scrape over the image. Use your stamper and just go straight down on the image and come back up. Okay? So then you're going to take your lint roller and just take off any of the images that you're not going to be using. Okay? Then you're going to take your nail and your stamper. Let me adjust this real quick. And you're going to place your nail over where you want the image to be, and then just press. Let me see if I can get the right angle. And then you're just going to press straight down. Okay, so the image didn't fully transfer because I waited a little too long. This polish gives you a little bit of breathing room, but not too much breathing room. So I'm going to try it again and go a little bit faster this time, okay? One of the nice things I like about this polish is if you take a piece of tape and you put it over the image, as long as your polish underneath has completely dried, then you can do this and it'll just pick the image right back up. Okay, so again, we're going to try and go for that same image. I'm going to apply my polish over my image. Scrape. Go straight down with the stamper. Pick up anything with the lint roller that you don't want on your nail. And just stamp. So now you can see that that image beautifully transferred onto my nail. And if you can see the difference between the Sally Hansen polish, it doesn't really stamp well over dark colors, but the Mundo de Uña stamps very well. See, this is the polish color, and it'll show up the exact same polish color. The Mundo de Uñas does show up brilliantly over dark polish, versus this one doesn't really show up that bright over dark polish. So lastly, I'm going to use my squishy stamper again, and I'm going to use the black Mundo de Uña polish, and I'm going to do, I'm going to pick up multiple of these images and place them over my nail, but not using a latex barrier, so that you guys can see how difficult it's going to be for me to clean up this nail. So I'm going to take my black polish, and for this I'm just going to do a line of polish. You really don't need that much polish. A little bit of this polish goes a long way, and I'm just going to scrape it over several of these snowflakes. I'm going to go down, pick up my snowflakes, and I'm just going to randomly, because I really don't care where anything is placed, put it down onto my nail. So that you can see how much polish has actually transferred onto my nail bed.